All right, next up is a system of linear inequalities. And sometimes they're word problems and sometimes they're not. It just has to deal with shading. So in this problem, I'm going to create the equations. So don't get hung up on, oh my gosh, I can't create the equations. We're going to look more at what it's like to shade them, okay? So if Malcolm's earning $20 per hour mowing and $10 per hour walking dogs, and his goal is to earn at least $200 a week. So let's call mowing X and walking dogs Y, and then you would multiply that by how I should say hours mowed and hours walking. So hopefully that makes sense in the terms of like if he worked 3 hours mowing and he's making $20 an hour, that would be $60, right? And then he would add to that how much it took for him to walk a dog. And he must earn at least $200 is going to be greater than or equal to 200. So that's where the inequality comes in as opposed to the equal sign. I don't know why I had such a hard time. It is only 5:30 in the morning. And let's see. Next it says he can only work a maximum of 20 hours per week. So however many hours he works doing both things cannot exceed 20 hours a week. So less than or equal to 20. And then it said Malcolm must spend at least 5 hours walking his neighbor's dog. So the dog was Y, and it has to be more than or equal to 5 hours. For how many hours should Malcolm work at each job in order to meet his goals? So if I graph all of those, so this one becomes Y is less than or equal to negative X plus 20 when I move X over. This one takes slightly more work with one more step here. So Y is greater than or equal to negative 2X plus 20. And I would graph those. So again, you can use Desmos. I'm trying not to switch back and forth. So Y is greater than 5 just means that greater than or equal to is a horizontal line at 5. Alright, and then we have a max hour of max time of 20 hours per week, so we can put that as well. So Y must also be less than or equal to 20. Actually, that part's not necessary because our graphing is going to take care of that. I'll show you. All right, graph our other two. I am graphing the top one first. So 20 is our y-intercept. Down 1 over 1 or down 2 over 2. Down 2 over 2. And then same here, start with 20, except this time go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. It's a little steeper slope. Now, what about this part about inequalities? What does that have to do with anything? Well, according to this, we're going to pay really close attention to our sign. So greater than or equal to that line I just graphed is this way. Because it is above the line. So above that line, terrible redrawing of it, but above that line is that way. the yellow one less than or equal to the other line. Kind of goes this way. But it's also got to be greater than 5. So then that kind of bounds it to right here. And that is my system of inequalities. So anywhere inside of that shaded system, Malcolm is going to reach all of his goals. So these are all solution points. So example would be this point right here, which looks like 8, 10. So remember, X was hours mowing, so he could spend 8 hours mowing and 10 hours walking dogs. And he would make at least $200. He would still do the 5 hours of dog walking, and he would not exceed 20 hours because that would be 18 hours. So that's not the only answer. All of these are answers inside of here, but that is one of them.